Men do not change from conversations, they change from consequences. Men respond to your actions, not what you say, what you do. If you want a man to chase you, all you ever have to do is deny him access.
Stop dating on autopilot. Stop staying in relationships that leave you feeling drained and confused. Welcome to Unfolding Growth, your guide to intentional dating and conscious relationships. This channel is built on one powerful idea. You can't build a healthy relationship with someone else until you've done the work on yourself. We're here to give you that roadmap. Whether you're single and preparing to find the right person, or you're in a relationship and unsure how to move forward, we provide the tools, insights, and hard truths you need to make the best decisions for your heart. Ready to grow? Let's get started.
Men do not change from conversations, they change from consequences. Men respond to your actions, not what you say, what you do. If you want a man to chase you, all you ever have to do is deny him access. If you chase after a man, reward his bad behavior, give him permission to fuck around, but you don't let him find out, you've just become his mom. I'm not saying treat men like children, of course not. Because men have been taught in society, do this action, you get this reward. At work, with friends, be the alpha male. And even if you're not the alpha male, play your role in the group setting. Stay in your lane. That's how you'll succeed. Play to your strengths. Because anyone can say, blah, 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 this, that. Hang on a minute, wait. If you're a woman watching this, you make excuses for his behavior and you'll argue with him, but you still allow him access to you, your time, your home, your body, your food, your friends, your family. How are your actions matching up with your words? He'll just learn to ignore what you say and do what he wants, which won't make him respect you. Deny him access. See what happens. It's worked for me. Even with all of this, every time. You're welcome.
Welcome, folks, to another video. Before we even go too far, men, did you see those hairs? I'm not sure why, but I don't expect to see this in a lady. Shave. I hope down there we don't have the same looking venue. That was off topic, but I just had to. I think for this one, there is a point and there is no point at the same time. Women think men do not realize what they're doing with such tactics. People have to learn to communicate to make relationships easier. If this is a trend of what is happening, the man will definitely feel unwanted and maybe go looking for someone whom he thinks cares and likes him. Simple communication that can sort out an issue is what is being avoided here. Learn to communicate and let your man enjoy his marital rights. It is that simple. On the other hand, you cannot keep giving access to your time and resources if communication has failed. I think that is a point you can communicate what is going to happen or the steps you will be taking so that your intended solution can be worked on or achieved. Basically, communicate better.
You are not a boss woman because you talk down on other women who like men. From what I conclude, someone has hurt you and therefore you are now bitter. And then what you do is you come on the internet to spread that misery because if you can't have love, no one can. Ladies who want love, who want relationships, do not let these women shame you into being bitter like them. There is nothing wrong with wanting love, with wanting a relationship.
I told you, you cannot make this shit up. Some ladies recognize what is going on, and they are speaking out. It's a matter of listening to who makes more sense and apply. The number of bitter women in these social media platforms are so many that the right and best advice for a lady's current situation cannot easily get to her due to these bitter videos. Ladies have to be more vigilant and sieve out those bitter contents from their feed. Be wise.
There's nothing wrong with wanting to date men and taking your time to understand men and figure out how they think.
This is exactly what men have been doing all along. But the current generation of women do not want to learn anything about a man. They want ready-made men, exactly to their specifications. And if there is any fault or something small that is contrary to what they expected, very fast they dash out and jump to another. No one is perfect. You must be ready to learn your partner's faults and work on them together. Be real and mature enough to know where you need to change.
Excuse my French, but it is the height of fucking ignorance to enter into a situation that you are not prepared for and you have not done any research on. The reason a lot of women are getting fandangled by men these days is because they don't understand men. They don't understand the way men think. They don't understand the way men see women. They don't understand the way men talk about women when women are not there. So for every woman who has taken time to get knowledge in an arena that she wants to play in, I salute you. For you bitter Betty's talking about, oh, why is everything about men? Oh God, you lot need to practice decentering men. Oh, why do we care what men think? 'Cause we want to date them, honey. Like, if you don't want to date men, shout out you. Respectfully, you've reached levels that I have not reached, nor do I think I want to reach. But good for you. I love that for you. But it is not supportive of you. It is actually quite disrespectful of you to look at another woman's choices and think you can talk down on it. Why? Because of what? Okay, so you've decentered men. Let me see the Fortune 500 company you've built. Let me see the book you've written. Let me see the profound impact you've had on the world. Because I don't understand all this shouting about decenting men and living a life the same as everybody else who likes men. You're not better than people who like men. Let me be very clear with you. A lot of women who like men, are interested in men, are actually doing a lot better than you because they're not bitter. Because they have an open heart. They have an open mind. So respectfully, ladies, heal. Because if you are healed, even if you are not interested in men, you will not open your mouth to be rude or disrespectful to another woman who is trying to live her own life and make her own decisions for her own happiness. Long story short, worry about yourself. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you.
Bravo. She spoke what we all think and know. You can never start a business without finding out what that business entails. That is, whether you are a man or a woman. Some women are expecting to always be right and make men conform to their wants and beliefs without themselves trying to change even for a brighter future. I have noted that the bitter women are actually women who are actively dating men. You will never find a lesbian speaking ill of men. They actually understand each other due to the struggles of dating women that are not considered at all. You cannot be talking ill of men and advising others to not date men when you clearly know you failed to correct your faults from the start. Fix your faults and you will be a little bit happier. Let the happy women enjoy their lives with their men and suck it up, since you can't change what you say is your nature.
I just came on here to say that men don't know how to do shit these days. They don't know how to mount a TV. They don't know how to change an oil, fix a tire. They don't know how to do shit. What do we need y'all for? What do we need y'all for?
Tell me you were raised by a bitter single mother without telling me you were raised by a bitter single mother, because that's the only place that's fertile enough for this type of thinking to take growth. And that thinking is men are only good for physical servitude to women, and if they are not, then they are useless. That sort of a mind frame can only be developed in a single mother home. Because if you have both parents, you would be around understanding what a man serves as his purpose in a household outside of physical labor. For example, he could serve as an example for the type of man you get. He would also serve as a protector over his daughters or over his wife. He would also serve as a way for a growing young girl to young woman is understanding the nature of men. And that's probably the most important thing that you would get from a father or a husband. So there's plenty other things that men can contribute outside of physical labor. But then the question becomes, what purpose are you? Can you cook? Can you provide a nurturing atmosphere? Can you not nag? Can you not be combative? Can you not be aggressive? Can you not be masculine?
I don't think there's a lot to say here. All has been said. If you grew up with a single mother, you cannot be able to know what it feels like to have a father's protection and guidance as you grow. You cannot be able to see the importance of a man when bringing up a daughter or a son. All we can say is, Find yourself a good husband so that your kids can correct you later, or maybe you can find out on your own as you raise those kids with your man.
Let me tell y'all how women are manipulative. And for all of y'all who know this already, then I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to all of y'all who don't know, all right? I'm talking about all y'all who don't know that when she cries to make you feel like you're the villain, that's all a plan. Even if she started the fight, even if she crossed the line, even if she just completely disrespected you, her tears are her weapon. That's an emotional guilt trip right there. That's how she wins the arguments. She's going to use sex as a reward, not for intimacy, not love, not to make you feel good, but control. If you do what she wants, maybe you'll get some. If you don't, then your ass ain't getting none for at least a week, probably longer. It's not about feelings. It is about power and control.
You heard it, gentlemen, straight from the horse's mouth. It never gets better than this. A woman knows a woman's thoughts better, so listen. Take back your power and control of your home, guys. Most of us are being manipulated and taken advantage of because of those tears and intercourse. Be firm and air out what you find to be crossing your boundaries, because she will try you.
She'll make passive-aggressive comments instead of being direct because she's mad about something, so she's going to start plotting and flip the whole situation on you. She'll say she just wants you to be honest until your honesty does not meet the requirements to enter delusion land. Then you're the bad guy for doing exactly what she asked you for in the first damn place. She's going to compare you to her ex, to shit all over you and fuck with your confidence, or pretend her ex was trash just so she can look like the victim again. But one thing most women do not ever acknowledge is this. If you are always the victim in every story, you are probably the common denominator. She'll use silence as punishment. She'll ignore you. She won't be affectionate. She'll want you to beg just so things can get back to normal so she's talking to you. That is not emotional regulation. That's emotional control. She'll call you too sensitive when you speak up because she don't want to take accountability. She'll flip it and say that you're the problem just so she never has to self-reflect. She'll play the "you're supposed to love me unconditionally" card, even though she's got all the conditions in the world for you. Act right or get left. But don't ask her to do the same. She'll say you're not a real man anytime you don't do what it is that she wants. If you set boundaries, you're toxic or you're controlling, you're a narcissist or a cheater or all the above. And she'll tell you, oh, I am working on myself, but that's just a way to keep you hanging on while she does absolutely nothing to change. Growth is just another buzzword. Accountability is what she needs to show you. The crazy part is that she will try and convince you that you are actually lucky to have her, even though she's draining you mentally, emotionally, and disrespecting you, sucking the self-respect right out of you. I challenge y'all to call it out. Try to tell her you know exactly what she's doing. Watch how fast you become the problem. You are not the problem. You just got to take those rose-colored glasses off.
Love can make us dumb at times when it comes to our ladies, but you have to be vigilant to avoid being controlled and walked over whenever she wants to have her way. Don't be a slave to sex. Be firm with your boundaries so that the respect and happiness can last. Men have to remember that if things go wrong for following what she told you, you'll be the one to blame and the one to fix. So be very careful and know when she is manipulating you. Remember, if you compromise once, you will not deny her the second time. Campaign for your decision to her and make her understand why you prefer doing things in your way. But if it is not fruitful, do it anyway, since the blame will be yours whether it goes wrong after she denied you or after you listened and did what she said. Also, don't ignore her advice. It may be correct or better at times.
You have to be very careful who you are listening to when it comes to any kind of advice, because they're giving you their advice from their perspective, from their experiences, right? From their traumas and baggage and all these things. I don't give women advice, right? I teach women how to go within and find their own answers, right? This is why I don't share a lot of me personally, because it's not about me. I'm not trying to create women to be like me, right? So you got to be very careful with what you are taking in. A lot of women don't necessarily want to see the betterment of women as a whole. They want to form alliances that fuel their cause, that fuel their agenda, right? This is why when you don't go along with what they want, they bash and berate you, right? A lot of women have a lot of anger and resentment towards men. And so they'll give you advice from that space and make it appear as though they're trying to help you develop some type of self-esteem, or I want better for you, sis, when it's really they just don't want men to be fulfilled and desirable. So if you listen to women like that, it would give you a jaded look towards men.
This is exactly what is happening. Some women are making bad decisions, and from the lessons they painfully learnt, they advise women from those experiences without the intention to see men fulfilled. Remember, most of these women never speak on what they did wrong. They're always right and often mention what they did for the other partner. That is, for you to visualize them as the good guys and the other person as a villain. Your experiences with love cannot be the same as everyone, especially if you make the right decisions and are informed on how to go about your relationship's issues. Be your own judge of the situation that you're in. Listen what they say, but don't be a dumb follower.
Okay, this is a crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because
This is exactly the perfect example of a bitter woman who gives advice from her experiences of bad decision-making. Be wise. That was all for today. Hope you enjoyed those conversations. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Take care, be vigilant, and be safe.